In this video, we are going to look at how you assign math expressions activities on ThinkCentral to your students. Now, the first way we're going to do that is through the Assignments tab. So here I am on my dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and go down to where it says Assignments, and I'm going to click that gadget title, and it's going to open up my assignment list. This is where I can find anything that I've already assigned to my students. So as I scroll down, you can see I have a plethora of activities I've already assigned to my students. If I wanted to assign a new activity to my students, I'm going to go ahead and hover that Assignments tab, and under Add, I'm going to choose Activity. This should go ahead and pop up a screen for us to browse a library of activities. To the right, I'm going to push that Browse button. I'm going to choose my grade level. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and choose grade 4. And then on the left, I'm going to choose Program Structure. That's going to break down all of the resources into units, into chapters, and into lessons. So let's look maybe at Unit 3. And then here are my 3 chapters. Let's go into Chapter 1 and then Lesson 1, dividing with remainders. So here you can see I have Math Expressions, Unit 3, Lesson 1, and lesson level resources. I'm going to go ahead and click that link, and you can see it's broken down between here's my core instruction at the top, I have differentiated instruction towards the bottom, and then assessment all the way to the bottom. Let's go back up to that core instruction. From here you can see there's a few different options. We have a schedule button, so you can put this onto your My Smart Planner if you have that already set up. That would automatically link this into your planner and you can schedule it. And then you also have an Assign button. Some items can be assigned to students and some cannot. These first 3 items here, you can see come from the Teacher Edition. Those items cannot be assigned to students, but they are useful for you. If you wanted to go ahead and jump in and just automatically flip to that page in your textbook, that link will bring you right into the e-reader of Math Expressions. From here, if you wanted to, you could bookmark this page. You could take a note in this page. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark it. That way I can easily find this if I need it again. Be like, oh, teaching this on Monday. Let's bookmark it. I'm going to head back. You have 3 different links here to different parts of the lesson. This just goes straight to Activity 1 and this goes straight to Activity 2. You also have a link for the student book. And this is something you can assign to your students. You can assign them this link and it takes them right into this page of their e-reader so that they're able to have easy access to this text as well. I'm going to go ahead and head back. And then the last thing we can assign here says it's called a homework. Remember, you can use homework for anything. You do not have to actually assign it as homework if you don't want to. Let's go ahead and assign that so you can see what that process looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and push Assign. In a new tab, it's going to open up our Assign space. From here, you can click this link to preview if you would like. Again, in a new window, it populates exactly what it would look like for our students. So right now, I can see that it has question 1 of 17. I could see an example, be like, what kind of example does it give my students? It also can walk them step by step. It can show them the example of the textbook page. So if they're in the middle of the work and they're kind of stuck, they want to see what the book said, they can have that pop up as well. And then there are print options if our students had access to that. From here, maybe I want to modify that work. That was 17 questions. That's a little too much for some of my students. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of those questions off by pushing Modify. These are the exercises that are available. And right here are the exercises that are actually in my assignment, all 17. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one. I'm just going to hold down Shift and scroll up, and I'm going to take away all but maybe 4. I'm going to push this back arrow, and you'll see that it instantly removes those questions. They're now over here. I could browse those if I wanted to. And then I can even view certain questions. So maybe I wanted to add one more. I want 5 questions. If I wanted to view this question here to make sure I like this one, oh, this one's really great. I'm going to add this question and then close out. You can see it automatically popped it over here on the side. Okay, you also can preview. It will show you all 5 of my questions here. And so I can decide if I wanted to remove one. Maybe I didn't like this question. So now I went back to 4. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and push Save. It will bring me back to my last screen. They'll give me an opportunity to name this assignment. I'm going to name this a 4th grade example. I'm going to give them some instructions. I'm going to choose my class. Now, if you've created groups within your class, you can assign this to a group. I currently do not have groups. I only have one student, so I'm going to add all my students into my assignment just by pushing that Add All button. You could also just add a few students, or you could remove a student if you needed to. You can change the date. Here we can have it when it's available and when it's due. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to go ahead and push Save. And yes, I want to save my changes. So now I have this it was called 4th grade example. It brings me back to my assignment list. And if I scroll down, there it is. My 4th grade example, I can see that 0 out of 1 of my students has worked on this. So right now I can't see any results because there aren't any results. But notice my other assignments that I have someone has completed that assignment, I could view those results if I wanted to. So those are available. Okay, so that is where you can go into assignments, add activity. Anything that's within there you can assign to your students as long as there's an assign button. Now I did tell you that there's another way you can assign, so I'm going to head back home to my dashboard. And the second way that you can assign work to your students is through the Personal Math Trainer. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. That will be found in your Resources tab. So you could click this link right here, the gadget title, to open up that page. I'm going to go ahead and scroll here. I'm going to go to 4th grade again. I'm going to scroll over, and I'm looking for Personal Math Trainer. It's this green color right there. All right, so I will open up that Personal Math Trainer, and here's where I have some options. I can open up beginning, middle, and end of the year tests. I could look for homework. I could look for quick quizzes, unit tests. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign a quick quiz. I believe we were just in Unit 3. And here's some big ideas quizzes. I'm going to assign maybe this big idea quick quiz 2. Let's preview this and just take a peek at what it looks like. This one has 5 questions. Again, you have those options for viewing examples step by step, a textbook page. It gives you the help here that you need. It says the word quiz, but it's not an assessment. It's still kind of like a homework practice where they are able to have these helping aids on the side. And again, if I wanted to modify it, it's 5 questions. Maybe I wanted it to be only 4 questions, or if I wanted it to be 6 questions. So I'm going to add one. Maybe I'm going to add this question right here. I'm just going to pop it over by pushing that blue arrow. I'm going to push Save. And now I've got 6 questions on there for my students. Again, I'm going to give another title for this one. I'm going to give them the directions. I select my class. I choose my students. I change the available date if I would like and my due date. And I'm going to push Save. And yes, I want to save my changes. So again, brings me back to my assignment list. And my 4th grade example 2 is right here for my students. Again, I can't see any results because it has not been started. So those are the 2 easy ways for you to go in and assign work for your students, either through this Assignments tab with Add an Activity, or through your resources. You can go into your Personal Math Trainer and you can search the different types of assignments that direction.